Okay, next I'm going to show you how I'm going to incorporate stamps into a design. So I'm just going to stamp a lot of this paper using an ink pad and a stamp. Okay, so from here I'm going to take a pencil and I am going to draw the shape that I want for my artwork, and I'm going to make some cacti or cactus. And you could have done this before you stamped. I just decided to do it after. Kind of hard to see if you do it after. But I know what I'm doing here, so it's okay by me. You also could flip it over and draw on the back. And then just cut it out. I'm going to use this as my base to make some cacti. Okay, so now that I have it colored in, I got a background paper that I'm going to glue it onto, and now I'm going to really start creating the main part of the image, or putting it all together. So I have a plan of what I'm doing. I'm not just doing this willy-nilly. I know exactly what I'm doing because I sketched it out in my book beforehand. So I'm going to put it in a container. I'm using construction paper crayons here because this is a dark paper. And construction paper crayons work best on dark paper. Okay, so here's my completed piece using the stamping method. So the stamping method really was just a small component of the actual artwork, yet it still works quite well. So there is another printmaking technique that you can incorporate into your work. So here's my example I'm showing you for subtractive printmaking. This is using the Styrofoam. So I have carved a design into my Styrofoam here with a pen, and now I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so I have printed this out, and this is going to be what I will use. I am going to flip it over and I am going to print across the paper here. So I just want you to notice my process. I drew everything first. I drew my entire background first, and then I will print on top of the background. To me, it's easier that way. If I were to print first and then have to color around it, I would have to wait for it to dry, and then I might get some of the color into the print. Here, I've already colored it, so I don't have to worry about that. So you will need to get your ink or paint onto a tray and roll it with a brayer until you hear the crackly sound. Sure you're using a type of placemat, and I will roll the ink on the Styrofoam. My hands are going to get a little messy, but I will lay it where I need to, and I will press down. Fill it up. Now I got to put more ink on it. But again, I'm going to do it probably 3 times here. Peel up, and I'll do one more. Okay, so this is an example of how you can create a nature-inspired artwork using subtractive printmaking with the Styrofoam. Okay, so here really quickly I'm going to demonstrate Monoprint, how I would incorporate that into a piece. So I made a little sketch on a piece of paper. My idea is kind of do windows with a dresser. So I have ink and a brayer, and I chose some flowery stencils here. So I'm going to put ink on the pad. Stencils on how I want them. And then I'm going to lay my paper on top of this printing pad. So I kind of have to know where I want it to go. I'm going to rub. Alright, so I peel it up, and here is the print that I got. And now I will elaborate on this once it dries a little bit. Okay, so I have drawn what I wanted to draw here with pencil, and I'm choosing to outline it with Sharpie. It's my choice. You don't have to do that. But you can kind of see what's going on. So this is going to be my little window, and I have a dresser under it, a picture frame, and a lamp. Okay, and now I'm coloring everything after I outlined with Sharpie. I'm coloring it all using crayon. Okay, so here is my design. Pretty much complete. I still have a little more to color up here, but you get the idea. So this is how I incorporated a monoprint using the printing pad. And just to review, here is my work showing what I did with stamps. And here is my work with the styrofoam foam cutout and creating essentially my own stamp, repeating it over and over here with ink on this artwork here. So these are just some options. You don't have to do these in any way for your assignment. It's just kind of how I thought to incorporate the printmaking techniques into full, complete artworks.